So when we were planning to travel, we kind of knew we were going to be using hostels a lot of the time. And when I tell people this, they're like, oh my god, how did you do it? How did you stay with random people? And it kind of wasn't as bad as I thought. It wasn't the most comfortable. And I can admit, after about 2 weeks, you're a bit like, I kind of want my own bed. Like, obviously you have your own bed, but you're sharing in a room. Sometimes it was 10 people. And there was one room, it was so cheap, I think it was about €5 a night. But you shared a room with 100 people. I wouldn't have been able to do that. But yeah, I'd say about 6 people to 10 people was enough. And it's so cheap, like you're hardly in there anyway. And I think it comes to mind first when people think of backpacking. The website we used was called Hostelworld, which offers 36,000 places with 170 countries, offering to stay from one night to many nights. So there's a lot of exchange students there actually, and they were probably staying for about 2 to 3 weeks, which is allowed. Like if there's a space, they're going to sell you it. It's so easy to book a hostel as well. So on Hostelworld, I think it's about £7 deposit, and then you pay the host when you're there. So you do have to withdraw money, and I had that travel card, which did get quite annoying. So you just have to remember you need to withdraw money before going into the hostel. Some landlords are so nice, and they really do go further to impress you. For example, in Romania, the host was so friendly. He actually organised this event where he went through bars, and we were 18, so we could drink. But it was still just really nice. Because when you're travelling, you don't really know anyone else except your friends, and some people do travel alone, so it is really nice that there's events like this going on. And he also gave us a map, so he circled where to go, such as like the rose gardens. He was like, I really recommend this. That was very nice. But again, there's a downside. So we left Romania, and our next place to go was Budapest, and we got to Budapest. We were meant to have got there at about 11 p.m, 10 p.m, but our train from Romania to Budapest, it was honestly the worst experience of my life. It was a 6-hour long train, no aircon. We only took an apple with us because we didn't think we were going to be this long. It was meant to be like an hour or 2 hours. It ended up being 6 hours. Then we got to Budapest, and it literally started hailing and thundering, and we decided to walk because we didn't want to pay for a taxi to save money again, because we were trying to do it on a budget, and we ended up getting soaked, and then we ended up getting lost. And we were trying to ring the hostel, and the guy wasn't picking up. So we were just so frustrated. So then we found the building, but there was nowhere labelled that said like the Budapest hostel. And then we saw this room with a light on, and we walked in it. No one was there, and there was keys left on the table, and we were like, oh, maybe there's a note. So we walked in this house. It's like a big shared apartment block. And then this man runs out, like so confused, and we were like, oh hi, is this the hostel? And he was like, no. And we were a bit like, okay, we've just walked into a random man's house, and he's probably thought he's been burgled. So we asked him where it was, and he was like, it's upstairs. And we were like, oh, okay. And then we got there, and we put our things down, and he was like, no, you need to split up, like there's not enough rooms. So we ended up being all split up into 3 separate rooms. The showers were freezing cold, and we hadn't eaten, so that apple we had did not sustain us. Everywhere was closed, all the supermarkets were closed, so we had no food. The showers were freezing cold, and we just really wanted to go to bed. Honestly, I could have cried, but I didn't. And the next morning we just woke up, and it was like all forgotten. It was nice. Not the hostel's fault, but yeah, it could have been a bit more organised.